What's up, gamers? The first half of this video, we're going to dive into the latest news around No Rest for the Wicked, the upcoming release date, which we do have some additional information that we gathered from Discord as well. And so there's going to be some real good stuff for you here right at the beginning. The second half, however, is going to be a hard pivot into the Dr.Disrespect Twitch ban and that whole situation. Now, I think there's perhaps some lessons and wisdom that we can gather from all of this, but you don't need to stick around for that if you don't want. So as soon as we get into that situation, if you just want to click off the video, obviously you're more than free to do so. But first, let's get you all up to speed. We actually have an official release date for patch number 3. No Rest for the Wicked official Twitter tweeting out. Also was on Discord. July 25th, which is perfect. If you guys saw my last video where I gave you an update, yes, I actually had an idea that this was going to be the day. And how do I know that? Well, let's just say a little birdie has come into the window and given me a little bit of insight. And so now I can officially share with you guys what has been whispered in the quiets of the internet. And here we have it. Now, they still say the No Rest for the Wicked 20% is 20% off during the Steam Summer Sale. And they're going to focus in on the Crucible. So it's a nice little animated video that you guys can see here. But wait, there's more. Goth is tweeting out, is the multiplayer pushed back? And No Rest for the Wicked says, short answer, no. Long answer, we'll share more as we share our updated early access roadmap. So between now and the 25th, I expect, based off of this answer, we're going to see an updated roadmap. Now, the long answer here is also very telling. It doesn't sound like this update is going to be the multiplayer update, which means it will miss July, which means I will owe you guys some gifted members. So just as a heads up, if that ends up being true, come hang out on the stream, see if you can get some of that action going on. Now, friend of the channel, Simply Mike, says, personally, I'm not a fan of the current Crucible, so I can't wait for this one. So them updating anything, new content, and so much more is going to be great. But this is not everything that's been shared. We've got information from Discord, dev chats going in with a little bit more insight. But first, I always want to say thank you guys so much for taking a chance on my channel and my content. I love to thank you directly. DB Mac hitting that sub button and thanking me for the video. Thank you so much for your time. Glad that you're here. I got a goal for July to see if we can't get the subscribe watch time up to 25%. So we're getting closer. As well as what's interesting is we've been growing in the female category. So welcome in, ladies. I'm so glad that you're here. And as for everybody else, I'm just glad, whether you're subscribed or not, that you're giving me the opportunity today to talk to you guys about what's going on. Let's get into the Discord messages. Carol tweeting out, he's posting over in Discord. You can trust that there is going to be many hours of additional and very different fun that's going to be coming with this update. This tells me that it is more beyond the Crucible, but they're putting that key focus in on it because they're putting that key focus in on endgame. Will it work out for them in terms of public relations and marketing? We don't ultimately know, but we'll know soon enough, because July 25th, thankfully, is going to be, I think, a really good day. Like I said, it's going to be my birthday. We're going to be doing some streaming when this comes out. I'm also got some more No Rest for the Wicked guides that I'm working on. So hopefully you guys, if you enjoy the content, there you go. Just keep it locked to the channel for more. Carol goes on to say, which is why this is all taking much longer to get polished up. So it is a beefy update, which goes right in line with all the different stake gifts that he has tweeted out. But the reason why he wants to go in is that they also have to execute this intelligently on everything that's being asked, so that it is in order that it makes the most sense and it allows us to take this game into the stratosphere one step at a time. Now, Jack over on Discord asks, a lot of people will be unhappy if it's not the multiplayer update, but IMO Crucible Revamp makes sense. A fun, engaging area to really test out the combat skills, affixes, and balance, etc. And Carol says that they think so. Now, obviously, it sucks to wait more. He says, we always would love to ship this stuff already, but at Moon, we always ship juicy quality. And I think that is a very true statement. And when it's all said and done, the best news is, as gamers, as you and me love to play video games, there's so many other really great games to play right now. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree is out. I haven't finished the base game, so we're still working on that. I've been playing PAX Day, and Final Fantasy XIV launches tomorrow in early access. So I'm going to be putting some controller guides together for that. If you guys are interested in my MMORPG content, be sure to check out Ginger Prime Loves MMOs. And the link will be in the description. The MMO channel isn't as big as this one, but I still always appreciate the support. So if you guys like MMORPGs, you might want to give that channel a shot. We got a lot to talk about over there as well. All right, now let's go ahead and pivot into the real community discussion. This is going to be about Dr. Disrespect. There's a lot of thoughts, there's a lot of facts, and there's a lot of emotion that is going to be tied into this. I'm going to do my best to be somebody as kind of more of a arbiter of the information, but no matter what, you're going to hear the parent in me, the father in me, bleed out through my opinions about the situation. I do think there are lessons to be learned, and so I want to talk about it, what he said, what he didn't say, and ultimately what I do as a content creator, but also what do I do as a father and a husband, that maybe there's somebody out there listening that needs this information, and I hope that it is a help. The TLDR, Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch, and we didn't know why. There was some legal stuff, and then he all of a sudden shows up on YouTube, and there's some lawsuit and a settlement. Now, he tweets this long message out. We're not going to read through it, but we're going to cover kind of, I think, what is the most important part. And if I'm mischaracterizing this message, please just let me know. I'd love to have additional insight, but talking with a lot of people, even people who push back on my opinion on Twitter, I do feel like there is this sense that this was not a good message to send. This was a very bad thing to say. And this is also a very bad thing to be doing in your personal life. He says, were there Twitch whispers between an individual minor back in 2017? There's a lot of talk about the fact that he put in minor, took it out, and then ended up putting it back in because people captured that as a part of the edit history. He says the answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. No. He goes on to say these were casual, mutual conversations, no pictures were shared, etc., 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 and it all boils down to just gross. Just gross. Now, there's obviously going to be people who push back and say, oh, but what if she was 17 or something like that? I think that's completely relevant. Children cannot consent. 17 is not an adult. You cannot consent as a child. And you factor this on to the content creator aspect. I know that when I sit down and play MMOs and video games, I have an added advantage over somebody who is not a content creator. I want to always acknowledge that aspect because my opinion is going to be under that lens that people want to play and have fun. And that's really what this should be about, is just playing and having fun. The issue then becomes, obviously, with age and influence and the power, difference between that. People want to make a thing about his age. The other issue is he's a married man. Like, there are so many problems behind this. Now, whether he wants to say or there was any criminal, I don't care about any of that. Like, none of that to me matters. I wasn't watching Doc's content. I'm not planning on starting, and thus, because I wasn't watching it, there's nothing for me to do in this regards except for to hopefully teach somebody out there how to manage yourself. Because, like, here's how I do it. Kind of full disclosure, I tweeted out my general policy, what I do. I keep my DMs open, and occasionally somebody who is a minor actually does message me. Now, I don't do age checks immediately, but it does come up, and it's honestly pretty freaking obvious that, I'm talking to somebody who is not an adult. Now, when that happens, immediately I'm like, we're going to get your parents looped in. Not go ask your parents for permission, but actually get them looped in on this call because it's for their own protection. I'm doing my best because you should try to think, like, how can I protect this individual? That's the parent in me. And also make, parents aware. So keep your kids off of social media. Absolutely. Like, I think it should be 18 and up at a minimum. Honestly, based off of how some of y'all act in the comments, I would say 25 and up might be even better, but obviously that is beyond my power to do anything about it. When it's all said and done, my wife also has all access to my DMs, my Twitter messages, everything. She has access to anything she wants to see, not because she's asked for it, but because I just freely have gifted to that to her. I've got nothing to A, hide, but B, I don't want ever to have that level of the secrecy in my life, especially in my marriage. What I mean by that, and I've talked to a lot of men about this in the past, is that if you think you will never cheat on your wife, that is a red flag. Not that you want to cheat on your wife, not that you want to do these things, but if you think that you are not capable of it, you're going to wake up one day and not know who you are. And the reason is that as human beings, we're flawed, right? And I look at it as a defensive mechanism. What tools, what things can I put in place so that I will continue to have those the support systems around me? How can I make decisions today that reinforce that? Not because I'm feeling like, oh yeah, if I had the opportunity, I'd go do something, uncouth. No, I know that I'm a fallen human being and I'm capable of great things and evil things. So I choose great things. I choose the good, and I look at situations like, if you're sitting here struggling with pornography, block that off of your, computers. Like, put every little barrier that you can have in place so you don't get into that drug-infused system. And yes, pornography is a drug of your mind, and it's killing you. Anyhow, that is the situation. That's my thoughts. Hey, if you're a parent, we got to keep kids away from this crap. I think that is a good step. That's something we can control, right? We can be angry, we can be emotional, we can talk about this, but that's what we can do. Beyond that, right? Figure out who you are and build yourself into the person you want to be. And that's what I wanted to say about this situation. And I hope that you guys got something out of it. Clearly, this has been very disturbing for me. It really does anger me and upset me because it doesn't seem to be stopping. It just seems to be getting more and more. And I think, when I look at what I can control in the situation, I can control how I react to something. And I can also just, all right, here's what I can do. And that's why I wanted to talk to you guys about that today. Thank you guys so much for your time. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, take care.